So I was a truant. If there were 160 days of school, I think I attended 5 of them. I was an angry kid in Brooklyn. I mean, I hated the teachers, I hated the kids, and I hated the principal, especially the day he told me I was going to be, quote unquote, left back. So I got on a train, I went to New York City. My mother worked 7 days a week to keep us going in Brooklyn. And I would come into the city every afternoon after school. At least that's what she thought. She thought I was attending school, but I really got on the train right after she went on the train, and I followed her into New York City. And I'd hang around the theater district looking at the posters and the pictures, just wasting time until I met my mother at 5 o'clock. Well, this one day, I was going to have to tell my mother that I was going to be left back and that I was a truant. So I'm at Schubert Alley and I'm looking at the posters and I'm feeling like nothing. I am feeling beyond depressed. I am feeling empty, stupid, 13 years old, and a loser. And I hear the voice of a woman say, "Hey, kid!" Oh, no. It's a truant officer. I know it's a truant officer. "Hey, you, kid, come over here. Are you cutting school?" Oh. You know, I've seen you here before. You're cute. You could be working. Come here. You take this card. You take this card. You know where the Ed Sullivan building is? Yeah. You take this card and you go to the Ed Sullivan building and you go up to see Loretta Marshall. And you tell her Josie sent you. Okay? You go. Go on. Go on. Well, I had nothing better to do, so I go to the Ed Sullivan building and I go up to this office and I meet this very lovely lady named Loretta Marshall. And she looks at me and she says, "Can you sing?" I don't know. So she takes my hand and she leads me down the hallway into this office where an accompanist is playing, and his name is Al Greiner. And she tells Al, "Teach him the song. Teach him Do, Re, Mi." So he starts playing the piano, and I learn this song. And 5 minutes later, Loretta's on the telephone in his office, and she calls me outside into the office, and she says, "You go to Fifth Avenue right now. You go meet this agent. His name is Jules Ziegler. Go on. That's the address. Go on." So I'm off and running to Fifth Avenue. I think the address was 555 Fifth Avenue. And I go into this big office, and there's this gentleman sitting behind this big desk. And he looks at me, and he says, "You know where the 46th Street Theater is?" So I'm thinking to myself, I'm 13, I'm a truant, but I'm not stupid. Yeah, the 46th Street Theater, it's on 46th Street. You go there right now. They're waiting for you. Go on, go to the 46th Street Theater. So I go to the 46th Street Theater. But I don't go into the theater. I'm supposed to go to the stage entrance. Go to the stage entrance. I'd never been inside of a theater. I walk in, there's all these people there, and they have these scripts, and they've got sheet music, and all of a sudden, somebody taps me on the shoulder, and he says, "Hey, kid, follow me." Oh, I follow this young guy, and I'm all of a sudden on the stage of a Broadway theater, and I'm looking out into the dark, and I hear a voice say, "Are you ready?" And I hear a piano. Well, it's the music that I was just taught, so I start to sing. I finish the song. Silence. "Take 'em up a key." The music starts again. I start to sing. Halfway through the song, this young stage manager comes up, touches me on the shoulder, and he says, "You go back to your agent right now. Go right back to your agent's office." So I'm off and running from the 46th Street Theater back to 555 Fifth Avenue. I go into Jules Ziegler's office, and he says, "Hey, kid, okay, here's the thing. You go right back to your manager, Loretta Marshall. She's got a whole stack of papers for you, okay? You go right back there, and everything's taken care of." So he tells me a couple of other things, and I listen to him, and I'm thinking, what the hell is going on? And I race all the way back to the Ed Sullivan building where Loretta gives me a package, and she gives me some more notes, and all I can think of is my mother. My mother's waiting for me. She must think I've been murdered or something. So it is now rush hour in Manhattan, and I have to go from 57th Street and 7th Avenue down to 27th Street and Broadway. So I'm racing through traffic. I can't get on a bus or a subway, but I'm running and I'm racing, and I finally reach the building where my mother is very nervous, and she's waiting for me, and she says, "What happened?" Mom, listen, you got to listen to me. Listen, tomorrow, first thing in the morning, you got to come with me. Can't go to work. You can't go to work because you got to come into the city, and we got to go to Actors Equity. Actors Equity, it's a union. And after that, we have to go to my manager. I have a manager now. And then we have to go to Jules Ziegler's office. He's an agent. He made Tony Curtis a star, and he's going to make me a star. And wait a minute, Mom. After that, we have to go to Actors Equity because you have to join the union. And I'm going to go on the road in a show. I got a contract. And it's this show. It's got these nuns in it and kids. It's called The Sound of Music. So tomorrow morning, that's what we have to do. But wait a minute. Get ready for this. This is the best part. Before we do all that, you have to take me officially out of school. Well, my mother looks at me, and I hear these words. "Who are you?" Well, 2 weeks later, my mother puts me on a bus, and I joined the company of The Sound of Music, which boasted a big Hollywood movie star. And I toured for several months across the country, and I missed my mother, and my mother missed me. And when I returned to New York, I finished junior high school. I finished high school. I graduated from No, I didn't graduate. I got into every college that I applied for. I did graduate with a degree from NYU, all the while continuing to work professionally. And now, sometimes when I pass a mirror, I close my eyes and I hear my mother's voice. And she says, "Who are you?" But now I can answer, and I say, "I am your son." And I'm very proud of that. Thank you. Thank you.